Hey guys, what the heck is up? Welcome back to the Daily Download. So first half, it was hectic.
It was.
There was a lot of talking points and there's a lot of opinions. So now we're going to get into some discussion points where thankfully they're all nice and clear cut and there's definitely a right side for all of them, right?
Yeah, so no,
Christ.
not really true.
Okay.
So a little spoiler, later on we're going to be talking about Tifu's contract
Obviously.
situation, which is just a nightmare to unpack. But thankfully we've got something a little bit more smooth sailing to ease us into this section. And that's that the OWL commissioner has joined Epic Games. This is the guy named Nate Nanza, and he's widely credited with bringing OWL's franchising system into reality.
Yep.
He doesn't really do the day-to-day operations. He's essentially the main cheerleader, the salesman, the guy that goes to investors and he goes to teams and he says, this is great because.
Yep.
He's now moved to Epic midway through the Overwatch League's second season, just before their fabled move to home and away team play.
Yep.
It's an odd time to make a move to an odd esport.
It seems like, from very much an outside perspective, that there is obviously a lot of money has changed hands here.
Yes.
But also, he's done a good job with the Overwatch League. That's going to be up to interpretation for a lot of people. But he's done ultimately a good job with the Overwatch League.
It's doing what it's trying to do.
Doing what it's trying to do is been franchised, it's trying to do the home and away, it's trying to be a sport. With Fortnite, they've done well with the money they've got so far and the impact and sort of the player base they've currently got. Now they're trying to go that extra step further, maybe make something a little bit more regimented, like the Overwatch League, where they can say, okay, these guys are in, let's just maybe more invited teams, maybe more invited tournaments. So do we think this is going to affect Fortnite esports as a whole? And if so, do you have any thoughts on what it could be affected?
I think it has to, right? So this guy, his expertise is, you use the word regimented, and that's exactly what the Overwatch League is. It's disciplined, it's locked in. Once you sign a contract with Houston Outlaws, you are there for 3 seasons and you train on their time, you perform on their time, you stream when they let you. Fortnite is all over the shop. Fortnite is such a dangerous game to buy into for esports investors because it is hectic. You know, one day Cloaksy can get 20 kills, and the next Epic will say, oh no, it's not actually about kills. What they're trying to do is have a race in their little bull things.
How many kickflips can you do with the hoverboard?
So how can you make that regimented, I think, is a really interesting question. I think that Fortnite will be becoming a little bit more normalised with him there. I think that's the only
more
reason.
streamlined, maybe.
Yeah, just a little bit less
hectic
random.
within boundaries.
Maybe
At the moment,
so.
it's sort of a bit more shooty off. Everyone's doing everything. Maybe we're going to say, okay, instead of the boundaries being all over the place, we're going to tighten it in.
Here's
we're
an
going to say
idea.
perform within this criteria.
Here's an idea for a compromise. So I know in the summer and fall skirmishes, they used to announce what this week's challenge would be on the week. Maybe this time, with him there, he'll say, look, that's a bit too much. Why not announce at the start of a 6-week block of events? Week 1 we'll do this, week 2 we'll do this, and then people have got a time to train. Maybe it's little changes like that, just to make things a little bit more standardised.
There's also obviously the thought that because Epic have recently bought bought Psyonix, will it affect Rocket League? And I saw a post on Reddit about this, which I then responded to. Somebody saying, I would love to see franchising come to Rocket League. I think that would be fantastic. And then I think me and you share this opinion. You've very much given me this opinion, which I didn't think about previously. But I think franchising for Rocket League would be awful. I think that would be terrible. Obviously, you know more about franchising than I do because of like American sports compared to sort of English sports. We've already spoken about how we don't like that. It's basically set in stone to an extent that if you get in the top 6, you've got no issues at the moment. You're going to stay in for the next season, even if you're trash.
Yeah, so that is the biggest problem about franchising. The best benefit is not so much for the fans. It's a benefit for the players because their future has more security.
To an extent, because bear in mind, you've got like the COD Pro League where there's franchising spots in there.
There will be,
Yeah, and then the org at the moment, even though it's not franchised, they still own the spot. The players don't.
Yeah, that's
so it's
true.
franchised in theory, sort of by effect, but the players just get kicked like mid-season. So even then, it doesn't actually add that security. There are a lot of people tote that's the security.
And what's happening with Optic as well,
of course,
way above the players' heads, even though they're, I believe, top of their division, maybe second, their org is still potentially being bought out.
And there's rumours they're going to be sold off one by one.
Exactly, which is a nasty position to be in. So, yeah, I don't think that franchising coming into Rocket League is a good thing. However, I was thinking about this on the train here this morning. The timing is too perfect. Epic buys Psyonix, and then 2 months, 1 month later, however long it's been, suddenly this guy comes into Epic and... You know, Rocket League, is a very franchisable game. We've explained why Fortnite isn't. Rocket League is. We've seen it in the Gfinity Elite series. Rocket League suits that model down to the ground. So it's... Trepidatious times.
I think it's worrying for the super fan of Rocket League. But for the casual fan, maybe they like it. They're going to, oh yeah, I'm going to watch Rocket League because I know that Cloud9 are going to be in it for the next 5 years or whatever.
Please don't make me support London Spitfire, Stumpy, and Rocket League.
I hope it doesn't happen. I really hope franchise doesn't happen. I know all the Americans really want it.
Yeah.
Okay, next discussion point is going to be... Shiming.
This is the meaty one.
Tfue contract has been leaked. So this has been all over the news. Tfue has come out of left field and attempted to sue FaZe. Was currently in the process of suing FaZe Clan. And it's been taken very personally, obviously, by Banks, the guy who has founded FaZe. So now... the contract that has been under dispute of what people were saying, OK, we need to see the contract for us to make an opinion, that has now been leaked, and there are some pretty worrying details in there. So it includes, sort of the main points to take away from it are Tfue gets a base salary from FaZe of $2,000 a month. This is the same contract, by the way, that he signed when he first signed with FaZe. It's not changed from the last year. Well, obviously now he's making millions a year.
So the 2K is now pretty much neither here nor there. It could be 10, it makes no difference.
At the time, it might have been great, but now it's not very good. This is the wording here, if Tfue himself strikes a brand deal, so he says to Nike, let's do this, in that case, FaZe get 50% and Tfue gets 50%. If FaZe strike a deal for Tfue, FaZe get 80% and Tfue gets 20%. So that's where the 80-20 thing comes in. Tfue keeps 80% of all tournament winnings, but FaZe get 50% or 80% of pretty much everything else.
Yes.
So it seems, firstly, heavily weighted in the favour of FaZe.
So Banks has claimed, or FaZe's official sort of statements have claimed, that they've never taken a penny of what they can take. You know, they've never said, oi, Tfue, you owe us $100,000 because of that brand.
They've said 60,000, haven't they?
Yeah, that's what they actually have taken. So what they haven't taken is their 80%
even though they're
20%
able to. They're sort of saying, but we're the good guys, we haven't done it.
That's the issue. The issue is that they have that power. Say Tfue refuses to do something that FaZe want him to do, suddenly it turns out that he owes them $4 million. That's not an official number by any means, I've just plucked that out of nowhere. But that's a lot of power.
Tfue owns FaZe $4 million.
But yeah, that's a big problem because suddenly Tfue is in their debt and you don't want either party to be in the other party's debt.
It's like hanging over your head when you're playing, surely. You're like, oh, God.
You want something that brings both of them as much positivity and as much happiness and joy as possible. That's the point of this relationship. Banks has also asserted that he's tried over and over again to negotiate a new contract with Tfue. And I think Tfue now is realising that even... my understanding of why Tfue has refused, this is my conjecture, is that he feels that, say he was to do that, FaZe would then go out and offer a similar contract to another new up-and-comer, and the cycle would continue. I think that Tfue is trying to break the wheel. He's going all, you know...
he's going big
dragon
with it.
mode,
He is.
That's my understanding of what his decision-making is.
And I respect the fact that he's in a position now where he can say, look, end of the day, this isn't right. I don't want a kid to be in the position that I was in when I signed this contract originally, where I thought it was great at the time. Bear in mind the contract is a 3-year contract as well. So... FaZe evidently, and Banks has said, they saw the growth that Tfue could have. They've done the business move of saying, look, OK, we're going to try and get as much from this as possible. Hopefully it doesn't get out. Has ended up getting out, and now FaZe seems to be suffering. I was originally on the side of FaZe here, thinking, Tfue, our left field, come on, dude, they're your family, as Banks has said, like, they're your friends. But looking at the contract... it still seems very he said, she said. We've not seen anything hugely official, sort of on the side of FaZe coming out as a retaliation to this. But it seems to be that Tfue did have a bad contract, but also he didn't renegotiate. He didn't say, look, I want this, this, this. I imagine if he said, I want this, then FaZe would have said, yes, please. Please stay with us, Tfue. Please, you're the biggest streamer at the moment.
Exactly.
I respect him for what he's done.
Tfue, this is.
Tfue, for going out. What do you think? Do you respect Tfue here?
I think this is something that... I know it's a weak answer. I'm not going to want to say my opinion on who's right, who's wrong for another 6 months at least, because stuff's going to just keep on coming out for a very, very long time.
There's a lot of dirt going to be dug up as well.
My instincts are that this is another situation like the Rick Fox, Echo Fox situation. If someone hadn't been the one to come out and make this public, FaZe would have kept on doing it because they wouldn't have stepped up and said, oh, this kid, we don't want to rip him off. They'd have quietly done it. So I'm on Team Tfue at the moment, but equally something can come up tomorrow that completely changes that.
And maybe it does. OK, so another big news of investment is, bing, Mike Tyson invests in Fade 2 Karma. So Fade 2 Karma are preliminarily a Hearthstone team.
Imagine him saying that.
And, oh my God, I don't want to say it. And thanks to Mike Tyson's investment, they're going to be building a base in California near Tyson Ranch, which is Tyson's marijuana company.
God bless the USA.
God bless America. So the new facility is going to be called the Ranch House, which is going to include a tournament room, training and live streaming rooms, content production, and a rooftop party deck.
Yeah, so it seems that the fact that they've got content production rooms sort of as part of the shack, it seems that they're trying to go full early optic, current 100 Thieves mode with this, and turn these kids into superstars. My question is, I think that's a weird choice of game, Hearthstone, because I think of a Hearthstone player, right? And I could take their lunch money. Do you know what I mean? I'd have them.
You?
I think
as a
Hearthstone
ginger kid,
players,
I've taken your lunch money.
No, you're the reason that I'm going up to them, because I know that you're the America to my Britain, right? I'm like, give me all your oil to them, and then you're coming along going, yeah, give them your oil, you know?
Oh, I'm the hard man behind you.
But what you've not realised is that they've got Mike Tyson. So you go up all big and stumpy-ish, and then in comes Mike.
Michael. Mr. Tyson.
Yeah.
Michael Tyson, don't hit me in the face, please.
But yeah, what do you think of this then? Do you think there's room for another sort of super team to be super popular in this world?
I think if we make as many superstars in esports as possible, it's only going to be good for esports. Gets bigger, more brand deals. Mike Tyson going out there, get in the world of Hearthstone. I mean, let's just say, I get why he hasn't invested in StarCraft
it's nice,
as Mike Tyson.
It's nice to see Mike Tyson fighting in esports corner.
Okay, thank you for joining us this episode of the DDL. I can't believe that you do that sometimes. You make me sick. Join us on tomorrow's episode.
Mine was better. Vote for me.
Stop it, come on.